Did you know that there's a sequel to Little Red Riding Hood in Grimm's fairy tales called Little Red Cap? Now, in this story, she's older and wiser and actually outsmarts the fox. She uses sausages to lure him to his untimely death. Then the wolf sniffed the smell of sausages and smacked his lips and wished very much to taste. And at last he stretched his neck too far over so that he lost his balance and slipped quite off the road right into the great trough beneath. Now, that is the Grimm's fairy tale that actually inspired what I'm going to be making today out of this really wonderful cookbook by what is quickly becoming our favorite cookbook author in this house. And I can't wait because I've always wanted to try this dish and it looks so good. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're also going to take a quick sneak peek into this cookbook to see if it's something that you might want to add to your collection. And while everything cooks, let's go ahead and take a look into this really interesting cookbook. Now, again, as with the other two by this author and this publishing company, I love the theme of this cookbook. I think the artwork and the colors absolutely does this cookbook and its topic justice. Now, on the inside, we're given a little bit of a history of Grimm's fairy tales. And of course, what I absolutely love about these cookbooks is you're given a synopsis of what story out of the fairy tale inspired this particular dish. I think the illustrations throughout are just absolutely wonderful and fit Grimm's fairy tales so well. The pictures of the actual food, of course, are just done wonderfully. And I didn't mention this with the other two cookbooks, but I absolutely love this kind of matte paper in a cookbook. I think that gives it quite a bit of a modern look, but also a rustic look, if that makes any sense. But I absolutely just love how all of this is put together. You can see we've got quite the variety of dishes in this one. We've got everything from breakfasts and desserts all the way to drinks. And I also enjoy that throughout the cookbook, you're actually getting little historical tidbits about Grimm's fairy tales, which really lends the cookbook even more specialness to me. I love things that actually have a theme, but also stick so well to that theme to where you have good food, but you also learn something about the subject matter of the cookbook. Now, I pretty much love every dish I've seen so far in this cookbook, and so I will probably be returning to this one quite a bit. So even for a themed cookbook, sometimes they can go terribly wrong, and, you're not really going to get a whole lot of food that you're going to enjoy or even want to make. But with this one, I absolutely can't wait to return to it several times to make even more dishes. And there you go. That's the last of the Anderson cookbooks that I have so far. We're waiting for the fourth, and I'm sure it's going to be just as good. So if you're in the market for something a little bit different that also has some good looking food in it, I think you really can't go wrong with any of these. Boy, and I know, don't we say this every time? I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat this. But really,
yeah,
I really am really excited to try this. I've always wanted to do one of those traditional English breakfasts like this with the mushrooms and tomatoes and everything. So I say, let us stop talking and just eat. Oh my gosh. I can totally see why the English do this breakfast.
Yeah.
It is perfect. Is it not? It's kind of like your one-stop breakfast.
Yeah, and
you don't really need anything else.
You can mix and match a lot of the vegetables or even like your sausage or something.
But this is so hard to stop eating.
Yes, it is. The only critique I would say, like if we make this again, the only thing I would probably do is to cut the pieces, pre-cut them as I put them on the plate so they're like already bite-sized.
Oh, yeah.
Like the potatoes are like that already. Probably do that with the mushrooms and the sausages too. They might not be as like aesthetic that way, but it would definitely be a little bit easier to eat that way, I think. That's the only thing I would change though. Like otherwise, it's a nice like smattering of like everything for breakfast.
It is. Oh my gosh, it's so great. So, I would say, if you're really wanting something different for breakfast, or just something new, like if you're just kind of tired of the standard fare, kind of like how we were getting, which is why I decided to, try this, because I was like, that looks really good, and I kind of want something new. I would definitely give this a try. It's just got everything that you want in a hearty breakfast, especially for fall and winter coming up. Like, this is just warms your soul. You know what I mean? It's just so good. Now, as far as the cookbook, I already showed you the inside of it and everything. So I would highly recommend this cookbook. And I'll tell you, I know this is going to be a little bit controversial. For me, because I love Jane Austen so much and stuff like that. But I think out of the three, I think this is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, I read Grimm's fairy tales a long time ago, so I don't really remember a whole lot of the stories, But the food inside this one, I think edges it up for me a little bit over the other two. There's a little bit more of a rusticness going on with it. I think there's more interesting dishes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of really, really good things. In fact, I had a hard time picking what I really wanted to settle on. I can see me cooking out of this one more than the other two.
Right.
So I think
you're only going to get one.
Yeah, if you're only going to get one and you don't really care about subject so much, like maybe you're not really a Jane Austen fan, maybe you don't care about Lord of the Rings and Grimm's fairy tales, forget the subject.
Yeah.
If you just want a really good cookbook, I think I'd go with this one.
Yeah.
They're all three top notch, but I think the food in this one, edges it a little bit above.
That's cool.
So there you go. We had an excellent dinner, and we did 3 for 3.
Yeah.
We've loved all 3 meals that we made out of all 3 cookbooks.
Yeah.
So that speaks really highly, I think, of this particular author and the food that he creates. I cannot wait to get his 4th cookbook, the Elven Cookbook. That's going to be released in the coming months. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be on Amazon, and I will probably pre-order that because if the first 3 are this awesome, then I don't think we'll have any problems with the 4th one. And when I get that one, we will be doing a review on it. So if you're looking for some really cool cookbooks that are different, that have some really cool different literary and historical information in them, then I think the cookbooks done by Robert Tuesley Anderson is a really great place to go, especially if you've got someone that you need to get Christmas presents for. If they love to cook and they love things that are a little outside the box, then they're going to love any one of the 3 or 4, depending on if you can get that one pre-ordered. So there you go. Thank you for watching this episode. Really hope you enjoyed this series and maybe want to try your hand at one of these dishes. And I'm kind of thinking out of all 3, I might choose this one. Like if you can only cook one, maybe do this one because this is top-notch food right here. So thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And stick around for next week because we're going to have another episode of Who Knows? We'll just have to come up with something. So thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you later. Bye.
And if you like historical cooking and unusual cookbooks, here's 2 more videos you might enjoy. And make sure to like and subscribe for more foodie adventures.